That music, man. That music. This is talkSPORT breakfast. It's just gone 8:51. Ali and
I feel tired already.
Oh, Ali and Gil. Listen, here we go. That's SAS. Who Dares Win soundtrack there, and we're playing it because it's back for a 6th series. The reality involves ex-army officials putting a group of celebrities through the Special Air Services screening process to test their mental, emotional and physical strength. Now, for joining us more on this is former SAS leader and star of SAS Who Dares Win, Billy Billingham. Billy, great to see you, mate.
Good morning, Billy.
It's great to be back with you two.
Magic.
Absolute pleasure, mate.
It's magic. Now listen, I've got my first question is plain and simple this, right? We love it. I mean, you can't get enough of it. On our screens, it's just the whole thing's taken off. But my question is this, right? Seeing all of the series that you've done, genuinely, right? There'll be some guys that are good, some guys that are better than others, some guys that are weaker, stronger. Is there anybody that's done it that you've thought, well, maybe they could do it? And, to the extreme, you guys.
This is a quick answer. No.
Just to let the listeners know, if you'd seen Billy's face there, I got my answer in 2 seconds.
No, mate. I mean, it's impressive what they do. Everybody, I take my hat off to everyone that comes on it, because you're putting yourself on the line there, you know. But they do it for many reasons, personal reasons. Could any of them maybe? I'd probably say no, because you've got to come from a military background. You've got to remember, they get pushed to the limits for 10, 12, 13, depends on how long the show is. Selection's 6 months. It's relentless. 6 months. It's hard to imagine what it's really like. Of course, what they do on the show is condensed down to 10 days, so it's not like that every day when you do real selection. But selection's just like the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
It's incredible, eh?
It's more, you don't realise, it's more the mental than the physical, because you always think, hey, if I can march on a bear and take a horse over the mountains and just I'll be all right. But it's the mental side of it, you know, being watched all the time, making decisions and being judged on everything and not being told. Yeah. There's the difference between the show and the reality. There's no screaming, there's no shouting, there's no encouragement and there's no discouragement. So you don't know. It's always it's that poker face from the DS, and you're thinking, have I messed up? Have I done something wrong? Yes. And people then start battling with themselves, and that's what they want to see. How do you deal with this pressure of the unknown? Yeah. Can you pick yourself up, think forward, and go again? Keep going no matter. And they want you to make mistakes because they want to see how you bounce back from it. That's what they're really looking for.
See in terms, sorry, Gab. In terms of the show itself, right? Yeah. Right, we love it. Obviously, is there anybody come on that's kind of underestimated the task? Because watching that show, if I'm going on that show, I'm doing everything to try and prepare myself for that show. Yeah,
I think, to be honest, everybody looks at it and they think it's about an image. So they see a boxer come on and they go, well, he's going to do great because he's dead fit. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, they are fit, but it's one-dimensional. If you're a professional footballer or boxer, you work in that arena. So you have good food, you sleep well, you turn up, you train hard. Yeah. They're not used to the outside elements, being cold, wet, deprived sleep, deprived, food. Yes. Cold, wet, being screamed and shouted at. And that's what breaks them down. And you tend to find the sort of big, fit people you expect lose it in their mind because they can't handle it. They can't handle they're good at what they do, they're fit, but they just can't handle the outside pressures.
Like you said as well, when I watched it, and you talk about mental, you talk about the lack of sleep, the food, you're not used to it, and you get everyone to come outside and someone's forgot their jacket, and then the whole of the team get punished. Yeah, that would annoy some people with bad tempers as well. Like, you've cost us. Now we're doing burpees. We've got to pick someone on our shoulders and walk around. That must be like a part of it as well. The argument with that,
and that's how you build camaraderie. I mean, we can scream and shout at that one person, punish that, but you don't. There's many ways. That's one way of doing it, and you can do that. And there'll be a time we'll do that. But most of the time, it's, you've messed up, so okay, you stay there, you lot get punished. So he's now feeling guilty about letting his team down, and that's when you build that camaraderie. Yeah. And you'll see it soon change, which is just like the military, because it's all about taking care of each other. You know, you all want to get to the end, of course. So it's that individual thing, I've got to do good, but you've got to work as a team. And that's the best way to do it, and that's why we do that. You know, so you punish the whole team because of that one person. Yes. And then that way they get a grip of because you'll always have somebody that's half-sold to let you down, you know. So, and you see the change in hours, really. Once I've had one beasting for doing that sort of stuff, they all start pulling together, checking each other over, looking after each other. Yeah. But then But when they're out there, it's about them then individually giving their 100%, and that's all we're looking for.
Well, you mentioned it. You mentioned it with a team game, and clearly is. But one of your team's been on this morning. Foxy's been on this morning.
Yeah.
He says you're worth the watching. He says you're great to work with. He says, but if you ever turn up, he says you're in his sock drawer, on his underpad drawer, stealing all his clobber. Is there any truth in this, Billy?
Well, it wouldn't fit me the size of him, would it? Well, no.
Well, I did share a bunk with him in a cabin going from, I think it was to Brighton to France, and it's something that will live with me for a long, long time. And I wouldn't get anywhere near his socks and his pants, that's for sure.
Have you seen how well he's laid everything out? He knows where everything is.
Meticulous.
I'm like a bomb scare. There's crap everywhere. And he looks at me and goes, how do you survive? This is all neat and set out, and he knows exactly where everything is.
But on that subject of a team game, you can clearly see that all of you got a fantastic bond. Has it surprised you, just the interest and the whole thing that's taken off, Billy, in terms of, I mean, Gabby and I watching the shows. Everybody watches your shows. Yes. I sit down with the boys, the kids will watch. It's magic. You guys are going on tours. You're away in New Zealand. You're all over the place. Has that surprised you? And how are you finding it?
No, I'll tell you what it is, mate. It's great for us. It's like another opportunity to go through what we went through. Being in the military was great for those reasons. Travelling together, living together. You know, you get fed up with each other now and again, but it's just the camaraderie, the fun, all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, taking the mickey out of each other, and it keeps you mentally stable, to be honest. So to be able to do that with a show now is just great. And the other thing about it is we're 4 different people, and that's why it's good.
Can see it.
So we've all got strengths and weaknesses, and we bounce off each other. I wish they'd put an offcut of what we're like, mate. I can imagine it'd be like being in the dressing room with you lot.
Same.
Mate, we rip each other to bits.
I'll bet you.
Foxy's slaughters the reaction kids, but in a good way.
Of course.
You know.
Oh, but
it keeps us all
the gloves
on our
are
toes.
off.
But it is. It's 4 different people, 4 different characters, and we all bring our strengths, which people gain from.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's in that short period of time. I'll tell you now, everybody that's been on that show and took away from whatever we've given them, and it's not turning them into soldiers. It's turning them into a better version of themselves. Because we'll tell the truth. We'll say what it is. If you want to be a prat in front of us, you're going to get treated like a prat.
Yeah.
If you want to give us 100%, we accept that. We'll keep pushing you. So it's everybody that comes on walks off a better version of themselves, whether they leave on day 1 or day 10. You know, so it's an individual journey for everybody. For us, the camaraderie, it's great. But we take it very serious when we're out there, and it's hard work.
Is it good to see as well from you guys to make people that go on the show to understand how hard it is as well? Obviously mental, but fitness. Even like the running that you're doing with like all your gear on your back.
Yeah.
That looks so hard, but you don't realise till you do it, do you?
Exactly. I mean, it's all right standing on an entry. Oh, yeah, I could do that.
Exactly.
Well, get out and do it. I mean, I've still got to do it, you know. And I'm like, and we have as DS, we're running these, and some of these are top athletes.
Yeah.
So you've got to be on top of your game. It's not something you can bluff and half do it because you get caught out. So you've got to stay on top of your game. But that's also a good thing. It keeps us young, you know, because we know we have to be ready for the show and get on and do it, and that's down to us. So.
Tell us a little bit, going on tour. Where's the tour? What is it involved?
So it's basically, it's called the ALF Tour, Always a Little Further Tour. And it started off as a charity thing. I got asked to do it. I didn't really want to do it, but it was 12 kids, so of course I'm going to do it. And I enjoyed it. Standing in front of an audience, it didn't bother me. I mean, if you can't talk about your own life story, what can you talk about? So now it's a more polished, professional sort of gig. My agent put it all together, of course. I didn't. I'm useless. But and it's people ask me, is it motivational? Is it inspirational? And I just say, look, you tell me what it is.
Yeah. I
tell you my story from growing up, as I did in a poor area, in a poor family, growing up, going through gangs, getting stabbed, being a rogue kid, to turning my life around. How did that happen? Why did it happen? It's lessons learned, influential people along that journey. And we all go through the same tapestry of
Where
life.
can we see you?
I start in Bristol, mate, then I'm down in London.
Yeah.
If you look, I can never... I think I've got about 20 dates, so...
We'll have a look.
Please come along,
Definitely
guys.
come to that.
Definitely come along.
Mate.
I'd love you to come.
100%.
Yeah, and I start off a little kid, steal a hat from an old man who gave me the time of day, and I don't know why. I'm now that old man. I'm giving back, so that's the reason I do this tour. So.
Amazing, yep.
But I love it because I meet great people. It's fun, and you get asked.
I'll bet it is, mate. Well, Gavin, I'll certainly come along.
Yeah, I'd love you to,
mate. Can I tell you, what a thrill! Brilliant to see you.
Thank you, mate.
We love it. Keep up the good work.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.